Hello, I'm Kevin Enders, Senior Global Product Manager at Dell Technologies. I'm here with Dr. Nekia Becerra to talk about her work connecting academic strategy, student opportunity, and technology, and what schools are navigating today.
I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
It is great to have you here,
Thank you.
Dr. Nekia. Before we really get into your deep perspectives, we're going to do this. I think it's a fun approach.
Okay.
It's called 5 Before We Dive.
Okay.
Are
Sounds
you ready?
Good. Let's go for it.
Let's go. All right. What first drew you to education?
That's a great question. I'm the child of educators. Both my father and mother were educators. My twin sister and I just knew from a very early age that we wanted to go into education, and we played school all the time. And so I just like to say I was born into the world of teaching.
Before Dell, what experience most shaped how you approach your work today?
That's a great question as well. The thing that shaped me the most would absolutely be being in the classroom, working with students and changing their perspectives, giving them experiences and opportunities was something that just changed me profoundly.
So you'll like this one too, I think.
Okay.
What's one learner-centric lesson that has really helped shape you and stayed with you?
Absolutely. So I would say the lesson that I love to do with my students was the power of a name, where they got to tell the story of their name and take ownership of who they are and where they come from. And it was just really cool to see them have pride in what their parents have gifted them.
So outside of work, what really helps you to reset?
Reading and crafts. So I spend a lot of time reading my books, and I absolutely love embroidery. So you can find me in my craft room, either making something or reading my book by myself.
Embroidery, I love it.
Yes.
So what's a cause or community effort that you really care about and why?
Yeah, I care about young mothers. And so the reason I have that experience is I've worked in schools, and I want to make sure some of our most vulnerable populations are successful. And so I spend a lot of time mentoring young moms to let them know, despite having children at an early age, you can continue your education, whether that be joining the workforce, post-secondary success. Just because you have a child doesn't limit your possibilities.
Indeed. Outstanding answers.
Thank you.
So let's get into your deep perspectives here, perhaps. You've worked across the classroom, campus administration, academic leadership, and education strategy. What has the experience taught you about what it takes to keep students at the center of school and at the center of improving in school every single day?
That's a wonderful question. I would say that it's incredibly important for every decision, every action to be grounded in the student experience. You go to work every single day to make sure that they are provided the best learning experience so that they can be contributors to our society. And so when it came down to supporting teachers with designing lessons or supporting students in extracurriculars and the coaches and the community, it all comes down to what is going to be the best experience we can provide for this child. It's an all hands-on approach. How can I support this student academically? How can I make sure their emotional needs are being met? How can I make sure that when they leave school, they have everything they need to be successful when they come back tomorrow? I would just say, working on a campus and as a campus leader, I'm the advocate for these kids. Whatever happens in this building is what's going to need to take place for them to be successful. When it comes to academic leadership, it is important that students have mirrors and windows. And so they need to see themselves reflected in what they're learning, and then they also need to see what's outside of their day-to-day lives.
I like that.
And so as a leader, I worked very strongly with educators to make sure that the experience was developmentally appropriate and also helped them see things outside of their day-to-day norm. Through that partnership with parents and teachers, district leaders, we were able to really shape what students were able to take away from their school and educational experiences.
Gotcha. Mirrors and windows. I like that. So here's a window.
Okay.
Dell brings together strategists who have worked inside education systems, not just around them. And I think that's a key point, a very key point. What does the lived experience, that lived window that you brought up, change the kind of conversation that Dell can have with K-12 leaders?
So one of the things that I love about the education strategy team at Dell all of us have education experience. I was in the public education system for about a decade. And so when I am talking with current practitioners, it is very powerful to, one, talk to people who are in it right now, but I also was walking in their shoes. And so we can collaborate, be thought partners, and change their systems from the top down, just because we speak the same language. At Dell, by placing a emphasis on K12 strategists to support educators and school communities, I think that's a huge differentiator because we have folks that have done the work and then are now supporting the work.
Thought partners. Tell me more about the thought partnership that you would like to strike with some of these leaders in the districts.
Absolutely. I think of it like a mystery. I'm working with a customer and no two communities are the same. And so I get to build relationships with district leaders. I get to understand the challenges and the problems that they're facing. I get to learn what they want their students to learn through their educational experiences. I get to determine if we have to provide professional learning to reach those specific outcomes. It's just nice that I get to go in as a listening ear, identify what those problems are, and then support them with either a solution or connect them to who can fix that problem for them.
So with that in mind, you've helped schools and districts address curriculum alignment, professional development, and technology integration. Where do those pieces most get disconnected along the way, and what changes when they really work together?
Yeah, so it always goes back to the student experience. And so when we think about the device, does the device meet the needs of what the classroom teacher is trying to provide to that learner? The device is great, it's wonderful, but what is the purpose? Why are we using it? How are we trying to change the educational attainment of these learners? And so if you think about it like that, our technology has to be hand in hand with our academic teams. And the reason that has to happen is if I want the students to do this experience that requires them to research X, Y, and Z from another part of the world, well, can my device do that? Do I have access? Are there limitations that would inhibit them from gathering new information? Sometimes we do see the silos between I focus on the curriculum and then I focus on the infrastructure and the devices. Well, we have to make sure we're talking so that the overall student experience is as great as it can be because of the technology. The technology should never be the problem.
That's right. That's right. It should never be the problem. It should only be the assistant. That's right.
The support.
Exactly. So you've led student-focused programs like Girls Who Game and Student Tech Crew that connect STEM skills, leadership, and hands-on learning. What do those programs show us about creating real-world opportunities for students?
Yeah, that's a great question. I will start with Girls Who Game. We at Dell recognized that there were fewer women in the STEM workspace. So what can we do to address that problem? Well, we can start introducing girls to STEM at an earlier age. Research tells us by doing that, they are more likely to see themselves in a STEM-related field. So Girls Who Game came about this idea of increasing that women workforce pipeline into the STEM technology world. Through Minecraft for Education, we teach skills such as communication, collaboration, and leadership in solving real-world problems that impact their communities. And so there are multiple levels of the program, but ultimately the third level ends in an eSport challenge where the girls are solving problems and coding in real time. And so it's a lot of fun. You go to a football game, the fans are cheering. You go online, you watch the streamers, and you have your parents watching and your family's watching, and everybody's cheering you on. So it's a lot of fun to teach them these lifelong skills in a super engaging way.
Yeah.
And then we also have our Student Tech Crew program, which is hands-on experience that students can take beyond the classroom into the real world. It's designed for schools who have Dell devices. Students learn how to repair those devices. And some of our school districts have even hired students back into their workforce or supported students in transitioning to roles in their communities. Both of these programs are a hands-on approach, which are extremely important for learning for students.
That's outstanding.
Awesome.
And it's got to be fun too.
I absolutely love it. It was an incredible job, and I love talking about my programs.
So you knew this was coming, but as districts explore AI and emerging technology, How should leaders evaluate whether those tools actually support learning, strengthen instruction, and create opportunities for students?
Yeah, so I think what's super important is that leaders have to remember what are the needs of my community. There's always going to be a new emerging tech. AI is just at the forefront and it's changing the way that we do things. So I always encourage leaders to one, identify what they're trying to solve for, and two, how do the tools support that? And so whether that be AI, whether that be I need to keep students safe through cybersecurity initiatives and bringing awareness to my community, we have to make sure that the decisions we put in place can be long term. And I always tell people, jump right in. I don't believe in an approach where it's absolutely not. We're going to ban everything, right? We want students to have these experiences because long term we can see how the world is shifting. And so we have to support district leaders, we have to support classrooms, and we also have to support students and their families. It's a wraparound approach to ensure that these students will be successful and the leaders will be successful.
That's a wraparound approach. That's really the way it has to be.
Yeah, for
So,
sure.
so given your experience as an educator, academic leader, and now Dell strategist, I like that Dell strategist piece. What do you think Dell brings to K through 12 leaders that feels meaningfully different and most significant, perhaps?
Yeah, I would say it is a value add. There is no cost to having our support and our services. As a Dell customer, I think it is such an honor to be able to go into a district and work alongside the folks who are out there teaching our students and preparing our next generation. And so as a Dell education strategist, I think it's incredibly important to stay humble and to remember my why. And my why is to ensure students are prepared. And I can do that by supporting the educators and the leaders in school communities.
Remember the why.
Mhm.
Well, Nekia, thank you so much.
Of course.
For joining me today. It's been great.
This has been
And,
wonderful. Thank you for having me.
well, sharing your perspective, but also offering the experiences that you've had in helping young people grow in STEM and other areas of their life that are going to be truly lasting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Indeed.
Thank you.